Joe, I think Trouble is here today. Trouble is going to be walking in the store in just a minute. Oh, there is Trouble right there.
Trouble's here.
Mm-hmm. The troublemaker is here.
Follows me everywhere.
Yeah, follows me too.
No, my kids, they follow me everywhere.
Oh, okay, you're blaming it on your kids. Gosh, I would love to be able to blame all the problems in the house on my kids, but I think they think it's me.
I blame it on the dog. It's easier.
Yeah. Yeah, my dog is, one's a troublemaker, one's not.
Do you have an extension?
Yes, I put it here in Vicks. Did you talk about this one? No, oh, this. Okay. Here you go.
Thank you. We're very red, white, and blue today.
We really are very patriotic.
Trouble. Very red, white, and blue today.
I just heard myself. Sorry there.
You heard yourself.
Mm-hmm. I talk to myself.
As long as you don't answer yourself.
That's the problem. Sometimes I do.
Yeah, you start answering yourself. People will think there's something wrong with you.
Yep. For sure.
Oh, crap. I need to grab something real fast.
No big deal. We're still on the show before the show. We're all good.
BRB.
Show before the show. We are really early. It's 7:51.
I didn't get stopped by any buses or trucks or...
No buses?
No.
My daughter went back to school today. Did yours?
They went back to school yesterday.
Oh, yesterday. Okay.
But apparently my middle daughter didn't want to go to school at all today because when I was getting ready to leave, my wife goes, "Hey, is she in her room?" I'm like, "She better be on the bus right now." Nope, she was still in her room.
Oh, okay. So did she make the bus?
No. The bus was no. So
the bus already went. Yeah. So your wife is having to take her to school?
No, I told her she had like 4.5 minutes
to get ready.
Yeah,
got it. And then you took her to school.
Yeah.
And was there a smile on your face the whole way there?
No.
Yeah,
trust me.
Yeah.
It that doesn't bother me, but it's the fact that she's very good about,
not getting up.
No, she's very good about getting up. Like you barely even hear her moving around. So it's like,
Interesting.
Yeah. So yeah.
Interesting.
My wife goes, "Is she in her room?" I go,
I'm always envy of the bus that goes by our house because our kids, we have to take them to school because they go to parochial school.
You don't have to worry about it.
So yeah, we've never had that. But I take that back. Some of my older kids for a little while were on the bus.
My placement is a tad off.
Your placement?
Yes. There's a little marker here that says where you have to stand.
And I often don't stand there.
Yeah.
Poor Joe.
And Joe's like, move.
I'm like,
just move.
I could stand. I know I'm supposed to stand in front of the E and the L, which would be easy for me with Elizabeth or Lizzie, either one. And I still don't put my head right there.
It's all about head placement.
It's all about head placement. Yeah. And I don't ever put my head where it's supposed to be.
Well, it's
literally.
Like, have you ever seen the pictures over there, like when they go down to Disney or whatever for the Animal Kingdom?
Yeah.
You always see the one husband. Move over here to the right a little bit. Move over to the right there. And then when she takes the picture, it says Anal Kingdom.
Oh, I've never seen that.
It's the Animal Kingdom. You put the head in the right place. And
that's nasty.
Yeah, well.
That's so nasty.
Well, there's those dirty guys out
yes.
there. Speaking of dirty guys, we'll be talking about a dirty guy today, won't we?
Yeah, we are going to be talking about a dirty guy. And yesterday we hit it a little bit and, Vic and I have been saying it's a nothing burger and it is really to the scheme of who's going to get in trouble. But if you took the court documents yesterday and broke all 93 pages down, which I did, there's some interesting stuff in there. There really is, and we're going to be talking about that today.
We'll definitely be getting.
And like I said, and we'll be getting into this a little bit. That thing, you have to like squeeze it.
Yeah,
that's why when I'm over there, I put my computer on top
left
of it.
Here.
Yes, you have to move it around. Sometimes I would put my computer on it to make it.
Put box there.
Did that help?
Kind of. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Hey, ain't no big deal. As long as I can hear out of one, I'm fine.
Right. Sometimes during the show, I just hear out of one if I can't figure out.
Joe, do you happen to have like a piece of tape? I can maybe tape this right.
Joe to the rescue. I don't know that that's it because it does it on mine too. You have to like squeeze it with a piece of tape.
Let's see if I can get it set right.
Yeah.
See, the problem is I move, and I'm not moving today because I'm in my mark.
You're in your mark.
I'm on my mark.
You're in your mark. Yeah. I need to pay attention.
We're going to get set and ready to go pretty soon.
Yeah, we're still on the show before the show. So if you're listening to this after the fact, the show is live from 8 to 10 in the morning, Central Standard Time. But if you listen to it for about the first 5 to 10, 11 minutes, and you hear just weird stuff, this isn't the show. This is the show before the show.
Thank you.
The other day somebody goes, what in the world was going on your show? And I don't know. He's like, somebody was coughing and gagging and this. I go, that's not the show. So that if you're listening to it on Facebook, you're going to hear all the craziness. And some people requested, that's why we do it. But if you listen back on like iHeart app or Apple or Spotify, you don't often hear all that. Probably occasionally the show before the show gets in there.
Well, here's the thing.
Never, because I'm good at my job, Lizzie.
Yeah, you are. You are good at your job, Joe.
You should be like, well, what's wrong with these people? Nothing. Absolutely.
Yeah, that Joe could really be messing with us. He could literally go, this first part, this is the real them, where they sniff and they make noises.
The great part is Joe can like just completely remove any of the talking portions. All the
And there's a lot of it this time of season.
Isn't there? Oh my gosh, for sure. We're going to get into that about what the CDC says about that too.
Hawking and
yeah, happens every year. But this is a lot less than what I've been used to in years past by when I worked in the education system.
I just drink whiskey.
A lot of snotty nose. I couldn't drink whiskey there.
You put in your coffee, they never know.
Oh, speaking of that, do you mind? Or I could walk around. Oh, you got your ear thing on?
What do you want?
Your
coffee? Yeah.
No, I don't drink coffee, but it's the cup you made for me that's sitting up there. I put
whiskey?
water in it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's vodka. It's vodka. It's really my lemon water, but goodness gracious. The show before the show. Thank you.
That's liquor. That's liquor.
Yeah, that's liquor.
That's liquor.
Mm-hmm.
If you've seen those TikToks.
It does look a little yellow because it's lemon water. So if somebody opened
lemon
it
water
up,
is very good.
They'd be like, "That looks like
is that
there."
Is that lemon vodka?
I don't think y'all would like it if I had vodka this early in the morning, or even coffee this early in the morning. You'd be like, "Simmer down now. Simmer down. Simmer down now."
Are you one of those ones that when you get alcohol in you just keep talking?
Even worse than I do. Matter of fact, my mom over the weekend asked my daughter, have you ever seen your mom with too much alcohol? And my youngest goes, yeah, it doesn't happen often, but you just give her one drink and it goes to her knees and she does crazy stuff. Yeah, I am a cheap drunk.
I'm not a cheap drunk. I can, I'm one of those type where you remember the old adages, liquor before beer, never fear, beer before liquor, never been sicker.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't mix.
Yeah. I have, and that's not good.
Mixing turns terrible. And
yes, it does.
And there's a song that says tequila will make her clothes fall off. Tequila will bring the color out of my face. Yeah. One shot of tequila.
Oh, really?
Oh man, it's not a good sight.
Yeah,
it's not a good. It's not. No, I no.
Oh my goodness.
David said, "Weak knees, Lizzie."
That is so true. It you know what? This is really morbid, but whenever I drink and it's getting to the point it's too much, which doesn't take me that much, I feel it in my knees. And my kids made fun of me, and now one of mine feels like that too. But that's actually a thing. When my father-in-law was passing away, they can tell different things about you by your knees.
Oh yeah,
I did not know that.
Yeah,
so that makes sense why things settle in your knees.
Yeah, a lot of the fluids and everything settle in your legs.
Right.
So it goes straight to the mouth, down to the legs.
Well, there you
in
go.
Your case.
Yeah.
Mine, it goes about 3 beers in, and then I have to,
Yeah.
it's to the point where at the bar they should have like you just put $25 down.
Mhm.
It's called beer rental. Just drink all the beer you want for
A
25.
beer rental.
Well, I mean,
Well, how do you give it back?
you're pissing it.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You're not giving it back.
Yeah, you're not giving it back. So it's not really a rental.
Not really.
It's not really a rental.
I'll be honest with you. There is. I'm always honest with you. I mean, why not?
Yeah, you're not much of a liar.
But the thing is I'm a Busch Light drinker. Everybody knows that. But
yeah, people know that about you.
But I'm also always on the lookout for Busch Light on tap.
Oh, yeah, you can't always find that.
I know Cyberg's here in the Valley has think, Busch Light on tap. But listen, if these bars would really think about it,
Mm-hmm.
their core group of people are your and my age, that millennial Gen Z, 40 to
I'm
50.
pushing Gen X, dude. No, I'm not pushing it. I am in Gen X. You're a baby.
No.
You're a baby.
No. Well, I mean, according to Kelly Mano, I mean, 1981 is considered, I think, millennial, but I'm like so close to the edge that I'm a part of.
I can see
Gen
that with
X.
your behavior.
I'm a part of Gen X. I was raised by a boomer, so.
Okay, well, there you go.
I mean,
well, dang it. It's 8:00.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's 8:00. It's time for the show.
It's time to start the show. Right on time, Projo. If you want to kick it now, Projo.
Kick it!
Good morning, everyone. This is Lizzie Sparks, and I am your host of Cancel This Show, cancelthisshow.com on this beautiful January 4th of 2024. And many of you, maybe that if you're in the Midwest or wherever you are, would not say it's so beautiful because the sun's not out. It's not really rainy, but it's kind of dreary. But it is a beautiful day because it is my mama's 83rd birthday, and I'm going to go see her right after this. And also, why it's such a good day is my partner in crime, the crazy dude that is such a good friend of mine, is here with Projo and I. Derek Pratt is the co-host today.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I might be number 4 in your program, but I'm number 1 in your heart.
Yes, you are number 1 in everyone's hearts. Oh, my goodness. Well,
the bearded wonder from down under.
There you go. The bearded wonder is here with me, and I'm so excited. And today we're going to hit something that seems like a no-brainer, seems like something that isn't really a big deal, but we are going to hit hard the Epstein list. And the list, as many of you know, is not the list as we thought was coming out, but it is a court document of 93 pages. And Derek and I just dug into this really hard. So we're going to hit that pretty hard today. We're also going to clear the fact that Donald Trump had nothing to do with this, which I've been harping on the last several days. However, if you turn on CBS, MSNBC, all of that, they lump him with Bill Clinton. And of course they are. Bill Clinton is not that bad of a guy, they think, but Donald Trump is such a bad guy, so they lump him together. But we're going to make sure that he is cleared today. We're also going to talk to you about crime coming in 2024. And we know a lot of the crime is going to happen because of the illegals, but it's just lawlessness of people that are still here. And we're also going to show you some things about Alexa, that little demon in your house is listening to you. And I recorded myself last night. Derek and I were talking, and that little Dickens is going to tell you about the deep state, and we're going to hit that at the end. And
on a side note, for all of those, you have a child or grandchild named Alexa.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, and
Is it your demon child?
yes,
That's
is
the
it your
question.
demon child? Well, and you sent me something and other people sent me something and I played it right in front of Alexa and it answered the same way. It was just interesting. And we'll get into the Alexa later. And we'll also get into, if we have time, numbers and how we're living in a time that the numbers in the Bible do affect what's going on today and our population today. And also, Vic and I disagreed on this, but I keep telling him that they are going to push some sort of a pandemic on us starting in January all the way through the election. Now, I know many of us woke up and I know many sheep that were before have woken up, but they're still going to push it. The CDC is already starting. So that's just some of the things that we're going to get in. And I hope the chat line, with me being the main host, I can't chat with you as much, but I can see what you're saying. So please keep the chat lines up. Talk to Derek and I. We're going to pay attention to what you're saying. So let us know what you think about what we're saying. Also, let us know what you want to talk about. And we're going to get in the meat of Epstein very soon. But the first thing we're going to do is Joe is going to play a word from our sponsors. And so don't go away. Give us 2 minutes and we're going to be right back.
Oh, wait. What? No response? Hi, I'm Curtis Barks with Complete Auto Body and Repair, offering full service and auto repair to St. Louis and St. Charles. We are looking for someone to say polo. That's right, we are hiring. We want you now. If you would like to work in a well-paying environment, then you owe it to yourself to stop by one of our 6 Complete Auto Body and Repair locations. Will you help me find that missing person? Please call me directly at 636-488-HIRE. That's right, 636-488-4473.
Dad, and service.
Oh yeah, and service.
He fixes cars.
Kathy O. Big Strick, owner of Experience Real Estate Partners with eXp, has been one of St. Louis, Missouri's highest selling groups for 26 years running. In that time, Kathy and her team have successfully assisted an incredible 4,000 families. So if you're thinking about buying, building, or selling, be sure to put Kathy's group and their experience to work for you, and you can expect to be moved. Just give her a call at 314-276-SOLD. That's 314-276-7653, or find her online at experience-re.com.
Attention, anyone who served, lived, or worked at Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune between 1953 and 1987. Camp Lejeune's drinking water was dangerously toxic, and base personnel and their families have since suffered cancer and other illnesses. If you or a loved one spent time at Camp Lejeune and were diagnosed with cancer, you may be eligible for significant compensation. Call the Driscoll firm now. Consultations are free, and you won't pay a fee unless we get you the money you deserve. 1-800-805-4800.
As all of you may know, the home of the Cancel This studio is located at the all-inclusive private jet hangar, Strategic Air Services. Founded in Chesterfield, Missouri, they take pride in offering a meticulous approach to private aviation through services that fully manage your trip from takeoff to landing. Strategic Air Services is more than just storage for your aircraft. They offer state-of-the-art amenities to its members and guests. When you are not traveling, you have the luxury of enjoying their world-class gym, conference rooms, lounges, and so much more. Strategic Air Services offers an unparalleled luxury experience for all things private aviation. If you're looking for a new place to call home for your aircraft, give them a call today at 636-400-7601. Again, that's 636-400-7601, or visit their website at strategicairservices.net.
Winty's in the Chesterfield Valley, if you don't know, is a family-owned business that has been around since 1994, serving some of the best chicken wings in town, no joke. Also known for their fresh burgers, pizza, and incredible smoked meat. Top-notch happy hour specials are included, plus live music every Friday and Saturday. Oh yeah, you can also enjoy their spacious heated covered patio. It's Winty's in the Chesterfield Valley, 18,000 Chesterfield Airport Road.
Well, that was an interesting turn of events while we were at the commercial. So while I was talking to you guys on air, and then while I was talking to Derek off air, my phone recorded every single thing I was saying and then put it out on the chat line. I deleted it. It was nothing that you guys couldn't have heard.
It was basically everything that we said, like right before the commercials.
Yes.
Literally. Because as soon as she goes, this thing's recording me. And the first thing I thought of was, Alexa is a little pissed off.
Right,
And Siri's
right.
taking over right now.
That's exactly right. I think Alexa was like, Lizzie Sparks, joke's on you. I'm going to start recording. So I'm going to have to. So you guys, if you see stuff on the chat line that is really freaky, okay, that has never happened to me before in my entire life.
I'm going to be honest with you, folks. If you see random things on the text line, that's not water in her cup.
That's not. Oh
It's
my gosh.
vodka.
Yes.
One other thing before we get started, Lizzie, I wanted to let everybody know, get your thinking caps on, because we're going to do a Sweet 16 today. And the topic is going to be the Sweet 16 of New Year's resolutions. So,
yes. And so we're going to be doing that right around 9:30. So stick with us the whole show, because we love it when everybody's involved and has the great answers, and the chat line is awesome about that. So, and then I'll try to monitor that I'm not saying a
Make
bunch
sure
of
that's, well, if we say anything, I mean, it's just going to be basically
reiterating
what we're
already
saying.
Yes, but you would have heard our conversation off air, which I just thought that was just kind of funny, just a little bit funny right there.
Well, if you caught it fast enough, you might have been able to screenshot it, but I believe it's gone.
Yeah, and it's okay if you did screenshot it. It's no big deal. It was just what I thought was funny about it, though. It would have told on me with Vic, though, because I said, Vic and I don't agree on the Epstein stuff, and it didn't.
Well, you said it out loud in the microphone.
I did.
It still stays up on our system. I'm sitting here reading the conversation. I can't believe you said that, Liz.
I know. Wasn't that terrible? I'm going to get fired. So if I'm not here tomorrow, guys, that's why I got fired for what I was saying.
Can you believe it? She wouldn't even let me say I was number 4 in your program, but number 1 in your heart. So,
yeah,
I'll tell you what.
I just deleted
Put a red
that.
jacket on her, and
yeah, so some of you guys might even see it, but
somebody get her a green jacket.
Yeah, give me a green jacket instead of red.
Only you golfers would know what we're talking about.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if we have any golfers on the chat line. If we are, let us know. Sure. We probably do. I'm a horrible golfer. The only time that I ever did any good in golf was because I took it in college and I thought it would be an easy A. And I took it, and I'm very athletic, or used to be, I should say. So I thought I'm getting an easy A. I was getting an F. And so I said, for my final, if I make a hole in one, I don't have to do anything else because I'm so bad. Would you at least give me a B? And he's like, yeah, you're on.
So was this putt-putt golf?
No, it was real golf. It was real golf. I went to Missouri State. Well, back then it was Southwest Missouri State.
Think of it. There's 18 holes in a golf course.
Mm-hmm.
There's 18 beers in an 18-pack.
Yeah, I wasn't drinking any beer. You guys wouldn't have liked that.
Well, that's probably why you weren't doing it.
I probably needed a beer.
You only saw one ball instead of 6.
Correct. But bump. Oh my gosh. There you go.
Balls. Thank you.
Starting it off right.
Come on, Joe.
Come on,
Joe.
I'm a little slow today.
Yeah.
Gotta get that extra coffee. All right. We got a bunch to talk about.
We do.
I'm side-trailing this.
We do. We have a whole bunch to talk about. And right before the sponsors, we kind of got into what we're talking about. And there's 93 pages on the Epstein list. Now, if any of us thought the Epstein list was actually going to say who was where, we're going to be sadly mistaken, because it was really a court document. And it was an actual court document with a number and all of those fun things. It was actually, it was one of the victims against Maxwell, and it was case 15-CV-7435-LAP, to be exact. That's kind of boring. That's probably insignificant. We're talking about it. But the reason I'm even saying that is because it's not the list of everybody that's ever been there.
It's a lot of Homer Simpsons.
It is a lot of Homer Simpsons. That's exactly right. So we're going to be disappointed if we thought it was some really great names, but there was some real good juice in it that I figured we at least need to talk about it. We probably won't talk about it much after today, but we're going to tell you exactly what the meat and potatoes of it is, and also talk about what I thought was happening yesterday. Bill Clinton likes little kids. That's the biggest synopsis as we got it, or likes them young, to be exact.
So does Joe Biden.
Yeah. So does Joe Biden. What is up with Democrats liking children? I mean, in the
no. I will tell you this. We are not going to be shocked. Not going to be shocked if we ever get the real list.
Right.
There's going to be Republicans on there too.
Oh, yes.
So.
Well, and you know who they're going to be too. I mean, there were some of the things, and we'll get into
anybody
it a
in
bit.
Congress or the Senate is up.
Correct. Well, even Bill Barr
Yeah.
is listed in there in some things. And so that makes sense to me. So now you guys, whenever you look at people that Trump thought he could depend on, and he put them in even in their cabinet or surrounded himself, and all of a sudden they started to like turn on him. It's much bigger than we think. Donald Trump, we played one of the clips yesterday. We're going to play it here in a little bit. It shows that he knows who's on that list. He knows all of them. And when he gets too close to them or they don't agree with them, they turn on him. I think it has a lot to do with their sexual preferences with children. And he knows Donald Trump can and will call them all out.
There's a skeleton waiting to come out of that closet.
Yeah, big time. Well, before we get into it, I found a compilation that is really great. So bear with us. We're going to get into it, but Joe's going to play this compilation, and some of you guys have seen it. But what I thought was great about the compilation, it's talking about Epstein and the island and all of his victims, but the compilation has all kinds of people. It's not just OAN, which OAN is on this compilation. Of course, there's Fox. And of course, there's Project Veritas, but there's also New York Times, ABC, NBC, MSNBC that is reporting about all of this. So Joe. So Joe, if you would kick it, I could call you Jay.
Kick
it, Jay.
He's accused.
For all of you those that are comedian, funnies,
Uh-huh.
I love it. The whole kick it is Bernie Mac.
Well, there you go. Now we know. All right. So here is the Jeffrey Epstein's compound compilation.
He's accused of recruiting a network of young girls he sexually abused at his mansions in Florida and New York.
Law enforcement officials tell NBC News he faces 2 counts of sex trafficking for alleged crimes.
Trafficking underage girls to the private island near St. Thomas.
Some even refer to it as Pedophile Island.
Authorities say he declared it his primary residence.
Sleazy Wall Street tycoon Jeffrey Epstein used the Lolita Express to ferry a bevy of beautiful young women. Among the passengers, former President Bill Clinton and Britain's Prince Andrew.
Newly obtained documents show Clinton actually took at least 26 flights on Epstein's private jet.
According to NBC News, Jeffrey Epstein has died by suicide in his jail cell.
People that blow the whistle on elite pedophiles tend to have accidents, and a lot of those people have died mysteriously.
NBC News has learned that disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein is dead. Epstein took his own life while he was behind bars.
There's absolutely no excuse for this. What happened here, to me, is mind-boggling. The guy was a high-risk prisoner, wasn't he? I mean, he's a guy that there are probably 50 very important people that have a motive to kill him. We don't even know who they are. It's true. But we know there are some people that are in a lot of trouble because of Epstein. They know who they are.
Would you raise your hand, please? Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in the matter now pending?
A shocking new report from the New York Times sheds light on the connection between Microsoft founder Bill Gates and the late Jeffrey Epstein. You report these 2 men met at least 6 times.
Well, I believe there were more. This included visits to the mansion, seeing each other in Seattle, flying on Epstein's plane.
When flight logs revealed that Gates had been a passenger on the Lolita Express, he claimed that he didn't know that the private jet belonged to Epstein. He also denied that he and Mr. Epstein were involved in any business deals. However, an expose by the New York Times revealed that not only did Bill Gates initiate a relationship with Jeffrey Epstein well after he was convicted of sex crimes, but the two were also involved in the process of co-founding a multi-billion-dollar charitable fund.
Why would they ever set up a charitable trust benefiting Jeffrey Epstein?
That it was all about philanthropy, that Bill Gates just wanted to find new sources of money.
Why would one of the richest men in the world choose to partner with the world's most notorious pedophile?
His flight logs contain names of some of the biggest, most famous, and most powerful people on the planet. Members of the royal family, Prince Andrew, models like Naomi Campbell, famous actors like Kevin Spacey, Bill Clinton on those flight logs over 25 times. Hillary Clinton, she's also been to the islands. So the bigger question is, how many people that went on his private jet, that went to his private island, that went to his massive ranch in New Mexico, were also involved in the rape, torture, and trafficking of children.
It hides in plain sight. Epstein was hiding in plain sight. We all knew about him. We all knew what he was doing. But we had no one that was, legal aspect that would go after him. They were afraid of him. For whatever reason, they were afraid of him.
And the amazing thing about Cindy McCain is that her husband was a senator. She was on a board with the governor of Texas. She knew about Jeffrey Epstein. She did nothing. And her organization, the role of her organization is supposed to be to stop people like Jeffrey Epstein. They all knew. They did nothing about it. When Ricky Gervais said at the Golden Globes, "You're all friends with Jeffrey Epstein," he wasn't lying.
So in the end, he obviously didn't kill himself, just like Jeffrey Epstein. Shut up. I know he's your friend, but I don't care. You like to make your own way here in your own plane, didn't you? Right.
And how many of those elites have been to his islands? Not only is the mainstream media complicit, I would argue that they're accessories in the crimes against children.
She told me everything. She had pictures, she had everything. She was in hiding for 12 years. We convinced her to come out. We convinced her to talk to us. It was unbelievable what we had. Clinton, we had everything. I tried for 3 years to get it on, to no avail, and now it's all coming out, and it's like these new revelations, and I freaking had all of it. I'm so pissed right now. Like, every day I get more and more pissed because I'm just like, oh my God, what we had was unreal. Brad Edwards, the attorney, 3 years ago, saying there will come a day when we will realize Jeffrey Epstein was the most prolific pedophile this country has ever known. And I had it all 3 years ago.
Gonna miss the brackets and jackets? Yeah, well, the bracket tolls for the... I'm not suicidal. I'm not suicidal.
This part starts to show, for any of you that are listening on just audio and you can't see the visual, it starts talking about all the people that came out about people on Epstein Island and came out about knowing anyone or trying to protect little kids. They get killed because no deed goes unpunished. Now there's so many names. Andrew Breitbart had a heart attack. Someone is shot in the head. Multiple people. So what now is names that are coming out? Some people we never even heard of. Their names are coming out, and this is what this is showing right now, is that so many people were found hanging. They were shot in the head, that they had car accidents, they drowned.
They got Clintoned.
And that's basically what is finished up here. And so it says to fight humanity. So they're asking people like us to fight humanity and to call this out. But you also have to watch your back. It says protect the little ones. That's what motivates me to even stand here and put my family at risk by how bold I am on here, because you have to protect the little ones. If we don't do it, we have to destroy the evil. That is what this compilation is all about, is so many people have tried to destroy the evil and then they get offed.
Well, and the other thing is if you've ever seen the show Ellen, or seen pictures of her stage,
yes,
the background is Epstein Island.
It really is.
The blue columns of that I don't know what they call it on his actual island, but whatever that building with the blue and white columns and the dome, it's in plain sight. We've said this many a times. You guys, you and Vic have said it. You and I have said it when I've been with you. It's they are telling us
what they're doing.
They're putting it out there because
they're laughing at us.
Well, it's not so much they're laughing. It's they, if you believe in the whole, conspiracy theory, deep state, the whole 9 yards, they have to tell us what they're doing. And if you look at these movies I mean, pay attention to the movies. Don't look at the movies as like entertainment. Yes, it's entertainment, so on and so forth, but really kind of look at the backwards meanings. And for a while there, they used to say that the address of SpongeBob SquarePants was the coordinates of Little St. James Island. I think that's been debunked. But
it makes you wonder, isn't that sad you're even having to say that? These cartoons and things that are out there, you have to look at Disney.
Actually, I looked that address up and it did go to Epstein's Island.
Yeah.
So,
So it wasn't debunked.
Yeah.
And so you're right. The deep state wants to tell us what they're doing. And Vic and I talked about this week before last. Vic and I were talking about a movie, and he did not know that the Obamas produced it. And I see on Facebook
a lot of Netflix.
Yes. Well, and it's Leave the World Behind. And if you just watch it, not even understanding that the Obamas are behind that movie, then you just think this is a crappy movie with loud noises and it makes no sense and the ending's weird. I looked at it different because somebody told me to watch it knowing that the producers were the two Obamas. When you watch it, that now makes me think that's what they want to do to us. So if you haven't watched it, don't, because you're promoting Obama. But it's bizarre because it's showing they want to take our internet away. They want to leave us without any help. They want to send bombs our ways. They want to take electric cars to do things to us. Now, this is not anti-electric car bashing, but it just shows what they're doing.
Right. Well, and they're telling us. And the weird, it's not weird. God, I guess it's the fact that they've been putting it in our face for so long. And if you are awake, not woke, but awake, you see these beautiful nuggets that they leave out there. I mean, they're just dangling them at you.
They are.
But to the fact of, let's go back to the SpongeBob. Even Joe even said he looked it up. So SpongeBob, where SpongeBob lives, is also Little St. James Island. In the same fact, but the euphemisms in a children's cartoon. I mean, just think about it. It has nothing to do for kids. The whole aspect for kids is cartoon.
Correct.
You pay attention to it.
Yes,
it's all about perversion.
It really
in there
is.
Because SpongeBob, lives in a pineapple under the sea and blah 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 and so on and so forth. But if you also think about it, and this is where some people that believe in flat earth and all the rest of that may get a better idea. And again, either way, it's I've never been up in space, so I couldn't tell you. But if you look at it, SpongeBob has to wear a bowl of water on his head when he goes into the squirrel's house.
Correct.
And the squirrel lives in a dome.
Yes.
And then the squirrel has to put an air bubble when she goes out into SpongeBob's house.
And you know what that reminded me of? That movie, Truman.
Yes.
Remember the Truman Show?
Yeah, the Truman Show.
And when I watched it, I thought, oh, this is really funny. And I looked at it more at the point that it was based at Seaside.
Correct.
Now, this many years later, I look at it like that is what they want to do to us.
Well, and if you think about it, if we are in this, and Chris says pineapple. Think about it.
Right.
Pineapple.
Yep. Right. And there's a very big significance with pineapple on there.
But when it comes to the Truman Show, if you go back and watch it and really break it down, we might be living in.
We kind of already are because we're listening. We're
living in a movie too. I mean,
we are living in a movie. Well, and Robert says here, the rumor is that Epstein is alive, living in Iceland under the name of Jim Norris. I have no idea if this is true, but it would not surprise me. And it would not surprise him or me. I mean, think about, we're even saying that.
Well,
that is a bizarre statement, but I don't disagree with him necessarily.
He's not free. He ain't.
Correct. He's not free. Even if he's alive. Yeah. Even if he is, he's not free. They have him chained up, so to speak.
He's under lock and key. If you think about it, and he is. And people say, "Oh, he's an informant." He's an informant.
I think they have no more use for him now.
I think he's a useful idiot.
Yes. Yeah,
well,
and we don't know if Maxwell is really in jail either. We don't know that because I haven't seen any prominent people come out and say they've seen her in there. Now, that sounds like I am a conspiracy theorist.
I am.
But you almost have to. But, well,
Right.
You almost have to be now. You have to critically think, which makes you a conspiracy theorist. And that's why a lot of people don't even want to talk about this Epstein. Everybody that, I'm hearing talking about, even Fox, it's real surfacey, and what they're saying is this is a nothing burger. Let's not even talk about it because nothing new came out, but new things did come out.
So it's one of two things. What are they hiding? Or what is this a distraction?
It's a distraction for sure.
Or the other thing is, who are they trying to, with names coming out?
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at the names that we have been kind of dabbled out there,
Correct.
The little carrots that they've given us, 90% of that list is Hollywood celebrities, people like David Copperfield. I mean, people like Stephen Hawking,
those names are now revealed.
Correct.
Well, and the difference between Hawking's apparently was involved or watching, according to these documents, some sort of an orgy. Copperfield, they are throwing his name out. But here's the interesting thing about Copperfield. They're just saying he turned, and these are the words, turned magic tricks.
So he made his wiener disappear.
Right? I mean, that's funny, but it's not if it's with a little kid. And
No.
I'm graphic, and I'm sorry if I'm offending anyone, but I'm not really. I'm sorry, not sorry, because people have to understand this is what they were doing right in front of our eyes. Even if Copperfield, he really was doing magic tricks, he assaulted a teen model back in 1988. So he's not innocent. Anyway,
right.
He's not innocent. So that's what's so interesting about this. But you have to take these court documents that I earlier, called the name. I'm not going to get into it. It's a whole bunch of letters. If somebody wants it, I can get it to you.
Believe me, it's out there in the.
People. It's not hard to find this. It's 15. I will say it. 15-CW-7433-LAP, all capital letters, and so it's not, to recap, it's not the list we want. I mean, it's not the list of everybody that has ever flown on his plane or every person that might have turned tricks with children, but it's still damning. It's damning enough that we need to get into it to expose these people. It has to be said. People don't want to talk about it because they know in the end, no one is going to be held accountable for any of this. However, their reputation are tarnished in a way that they can no longer be as free as well to do the things they used to do. Because even Democrats, who I do think are different than progressive liberals, because I do think the Democrats today are now voting Republican. They may not say they're Republican. So these Democrats now can no longer look at Bill Clinton and all of these other people we'll talk about in a little bit in a light that has any respect whatsoever.
So when you're saying Democrats, you're talking about the Reagan Blue Dog Democrats.
Yes, the Kennedy
Democrats.
Yes, they were very similar,
Sure.
And they were common sense, blue collar people who loved their country, loved the military. And back in the day, my family was all police officers, and they were all Democrats. They were all Democrats, and all of them now are deceased. And if they came back, I would love to ask them, would you be a Republican now? And the answer I would think is yes, unless you're in big cities. Because in big cities, a lot of the police officers are still Democrat.
Well, the unions are, at least.
Correct. Or they are quiet.
Oh,
right.
I guarantee you, there's
leaning.
a lot of union members that are, we'll call them closet conservatives.
Yes, a lot of them. Most union people I know, they're not necessarily Republicans, but they sure as heck voted for Donald Trump and will again over Joe Biden.
But one of the other things with these lists, it's we called it the Homer Simpson list because everyone's a doe.
Everyone's a doe.
Doe.
Yep,
yeah.
doe.
So
literally,
they have doe 1, doe 2, da 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 da. And the fact is, if people have read or listened or whatever, the judge that's involved here has allowed these does to file an appeal.
Yes.
To keep their name redacted. And my thought in there is there's two appeals that have been filed. We know that one of the does, I think it's doe 107. 107.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Right.
Maybe a play on words. I don't know.
we might be looking at, but you know what? That's the thing though, Derek, is everything with numbers has a meaning.
Yes.
Whether they want to think it does or not. It's biblical and people play on numbers. They're telling us a story.
Yeah.
Most people won't admit it or care.
So
most people don't care.
I believe you have 107 and then you have 110. I believe that's the two numbers. 110 has been told is a she. That's a she. And it specifically says, I believe
it's a she.
It says in the court document.
Yes.
She has, I believe, 2 weeks, or she has till the 22nd of January.
Yeah, towards the end of this month.
For the hearing or whatever. And I'm going to go back to the conspiracy theory. And I mentioned this to Lizzie earlier before the show. In some of these small groups and everything, Candace Bergen, not Candace Cameron, Candace Bergen. Everyone knows her as Murphy Brown on the TV show Murphy Brown. When she got the show, or when she got casted as the character Murphy Brown, that is when she allegedly met Epstein.
Correct.
And at that point, Epstein was one of these, I guess we'll call him a playboy, wannabe. He, was he in the finance world? Probably, but he wanted to have notoriety.
Correct.
He wanted to be somebody. And I guess one of his claim to fame early on in his pedo career, I guess what we'll call
Isn't that disgusting? A pedo career.
Whatever.
Yes.
One of the things that he was all about was connecting one person to another one.
Yes.
To make himself, seem more legit. And so in different chats and different whatevers, you may be hearing that Candace Bergen, when she met Epstein, when she was casted as Murphy Brown, that's when Epstein was trying to, I guess, turn her into a bigger celebrity.
Right. Well, don't you remember back in the day? I remember back in the day when Murphy Brown was out, I never understood why my parents had a problem with that particular show. And I remember some neighbors talking about it, and they were talking how I thought they were meaning the show was inappropriate. But now looking back, I think they knew things behind the scenes.
Sure. Well, and if I'm not, let's go back to when we watched that show, she was a single mother.
Yeah. That was very progressive.
Very progressive in the day.
Yes.
Being a single lady.
Yeah.
With a child, no father.
Correct.
Back in
they were starting it back then with the no father business.
Yeah. But I mean, back in the day, you still had the quintessential, family unit with the mom, the dad, think about the Cleavers, Beaver Cleaver,
right?
The mom, the dad, so on and so forth. And that's kind of, I guess, I was young, I believe.
Yeah.
That was in the 80s when that show came on.
Yes.
So
that's kind of telling when you kind of put it all together and these names, and there's all kinds of, there was 187 names.
As Bendy said, she was the first feminist.
Good point, Bendy.
Makes sense.
Very good point. She was the first feminist. Well, and when you look back at that period of time, remember when the commercials, I want to say it was like, not commercials, the cartoons in the early 90s, about 92, 93 is when cable started having children's cartoons 24 hours a day.
Oh, yeah.
And they called it Swim. Do you remember it was Swim? It was like
Swim.
Adult Swim. Yeah, Adult Swim.
And that was telling you right then, don't watch any later than that if you are a child. But that's really when they were putting it in our face. What they were doing was with the Adult Swim and turning some of these cartoons that seem pretty innocent if you're an adult. But when you look at the symbolism behind it, all of it was telling us a story, not necessarily about Epstein.
I being a fan of art and animation, I've always liked MTV, where they used to have Liquid TV or whatever.
Yeah, loved it.
And that's what Adult Swim used to remind me of.
Yes.
I don't believe Adult Swim should have been on a channel like Nickelodeon or no, what was it? Cartoon Network.
Cartoon Network.
However, I mean, I definitely think that should have, it should have been separated. But I'm all about Adult Swim. I mean, adults should be able to,
watch whatever they want to.
Right.
And very good point that
not
you're
that
saying,
it's intelligent
Joe.
TV or anything, but
But if an adult wants to watch that is a good point. It should have been on something else. Maybe stayed on MTV and not been on, Cartoon Network.
There's
of all
a
things.
place for everything, and yeah. that was not the place.
I agree.
They used to have actual music videos on MTV also.
MTV
there's that.
used to be really good. The only thing that's been MTV was kind of good is over the New Year's, they had Yellowstone on, and I could watch some of the repeats.
So MTV had Yellowstone on.
Yeah, which was really weird.
Makes perfect sense.
Isn't that strange? And the commercials, for any of you guys that are big Yellowstone fans like I am, I went ahead and watched some of the reruns of it. The commercials, again, was kind of like Bud Light. They did not know their audience. I mean, they had drag queens on there, and they had all different kinds of stuff. And I think the average person, this is just probably characterizing people, but I don't think that they would have been interested in those commercials, but it is what it is. Well, it is. Yeah.
I did look up 124 Conch Street.
Yes.
Just now, and they have Google Maps has fixed that, but I with 110%.
Oh, believe me, you've seen it. I've seen it.
Yeah, when you looked it up before, it went straight to Epstein's Island. And now, if you type in that address in Google, it comes up with a fact. The first thing is a fact check that it's not, that is not the address of the island and all that.
So, and you know when fact check pops up, you know you're on to something. Yeah. And they do that. Several of our listeners have contacted me, or just I saw it on their Facebook page. Very innocent things. They're getting fact checked, but it gets a little too close to things like Epstein, a little too close to saying something about Joe Biden. If you put a meme up, they might not.
Oh, no. Memes are fact checked too. It's weird because I have a meme group. A meme group on Facebook. And it's one of those things where, we just like to pass on different memes. And it's kind of one of those things where how far to the edge can I go without getting in trouble?
Yes.
And really, I mean, I've been banned and blocked for a couple of days on Facebook for a meme that,
What was your meme?
I'll be honest with you. It was so underwhelming.
Inane.
It was so underwhelming that I'm just like they really flagged me for this. And going back to fake book. You and I were listening to Wesley's show the other day, and I made a comment about.
And for any of you guys that don't know, Wesley's show is on Renew Media. It's on once a week, and Joe, you can tell us it's noon on Tuesdays.
Noon on Tuesdays.
It runs live, and it's called The Wolf of
Washington.
Slightly Right.
So, they were talking about a subject. I believe it was taxes or whatever, and I just made a comment to the fact of you're not going to get the sheep. On board. And oh my God. I mean, as soon as I hit,
the word sheep, wasn't it?
A sheep. And then there was a couple of other things, but it was nothing more than, it would be basically like you and I were just talking, about, nothing more than we would say on this show. But, as soon as I hit it, it said, this goes against community guidelines for harassment.
Yeah.
And something else. And I'm like, who am I harassing? The sheep?
The sheep, right. You like some fact checker that day was after you.
Well, and at that point, I'm like, do I really want to die on this hill and get maybe like a 15-day ban for this?
Just saying that?
It wasn't worth it. So
correct.
It's kind of where they're bullying you into a submission on social medias to where they're fact checking you or stating that it's against community guidelines to shut you up.
Right.
And, so it's kind of one of those things where you kind of have to pick your battles.
You do have to pick your battles. And something like that, just delete it, whatever. It's not that big of a deal because, and it sounds like we're caving when we delete, but we have to get the word out. So something like that, you just have to play their little game. And it is a game that they're playing. We just have to figure out how to get around the silly little game that they're playing.
When if you think about it, and this all ties into the Epstein and all the rest of it, because back in the day when Epstein didn't kill himself, if you posted anything
about that,
oh my God,
fact check, like right away. Because I was all into posting that. I thought that was
it was always one of those things where if anybody was talking about something, you always put out there, and Epstein didn't kill himself,
right?
Blah blah blah. But I've seen this 4 or 5 times so far, and I know Nancy just posted it in big bold letters with fire. Hugh Hefner was basically, He was the first Epstein.
He was the first Epstein. And a lot of people forget about that. I'm glad Nancy brought that up because a lot of people thought he was, it's just like Playboy. It's got good stories.
I always read Playboy for the articles.
Yeah, but in all fairness, all of his models were all of age. They were not underage. You know what I mean? That I know of.
That
anyway.
we know.
That we know
well,
of.
I mean, but we can speculate all day, and there's never been anybody to speculate other than us.
Correct.
Correct.
We know for sure about Epstein. Correct. We're only speculating about.
I'm
sorry.
Point.
He was. He was somebody I looked up to as a photographer, and anyway,
and to your point, Joe, a lot of people were like that,
and I know
they looked up to him for photography. I know.
I looked up to his image.
Sure.
Now, who he really was, I didn't know. You know what I mean? So,
and that's a good point because isn't that true about anyone? If you don't know their cores of their inside, we look up to them sometimes, and then that's not even who we think they are.
Sure.
I mean, and that happens a lot. Well, and we'll go to the point that, Joe, we've got, go ahead.
Like Paul said, Joe, in this one, Hefner was out in the open with the magazine. So
correct.
He had to be careful. If the alleged whatevers are correct, yes, he was out in the open. So he had to kind of play the game. In Epstein's case, he was all behind the scenes and he had somebody else doing his business and bidding.
Well, if Hugh Hefner was into like minors or whatever, like Epstein was, if he was the original Epstein, they hit it really well.
Well, and Lisa's saying on here, excuse me, there's a show on ID channel called The Playboy Murders with Jeff's ex, Holly Madison. So is she talking about Jeffrey Epstein?
Holly Madison apparently dated Jeffrey Epstein at one point.
Okay.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I knew about that, but I didn't know if they got married or what the deal was.
They never got married, but I believe Holly dated him.
Yes. Okay. And Jay saying much harder for Hefner to get away with that because they were required to document and file paperwork on every model proving the age.
True.
And that's good to know. Because I mean, how many of us knew that your uncle or somebody had it? They, when people carried briefcases, I know of relatives that had Playboy in their briefcase, maybe not to offend their wife or let the kids see it. But I don't think people thought of Playboy like people know that Epstein is. I don't know. I'm a female, so I never read Playboy. To be honest.
I don't think that if everybody thought that Playboy was as sinister as Epstein's Island, I don't think anybody. I mean, I wouldn't have had it in my mailbox every month.
Well, right. Well, what was the other one that got more graphic? There was
Hustler.
Playboy.
Hustler.
Okay, so Hustler.
Okay, there was a bunch.
Yeah, I remember that. That's when you would go to the grocery store.
And it was in a black or
yes. Or people would have to hide it behind something or whatever. So,
Hugh Hefner was the classiest of them all, that's for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And Glenn says no comparison to Epstein. Well, obviously.
Yeah, no comparison. No comparison. I don't think there is. Think about it. Except for maybe Marilyn Manson in a different way. Can we compare someone to Epstein? I mean, that's a monster.
No. Marilyn Manson was it's kind of like Lady Gaga.
Okay, not Marilyn Manson. I'm thinking of what's his name, Manson.
She's thinking about
Charles
Manson.
I'm sorry, Marilyn Nelson.
Charles,
whatever.
I'm sitting here going, Lizzie, I think you got your Manson.
I got the wrong. I got the wrong one.
You got your wrong Manson because
the beautiful people.
Yeah.
That's right. I got sorry about that, Marilyn.
Marilyn Manson, if you are listening, we apologize.
That's right. I apologize right away. You can send me a mean email. I deserve that.
You're still a monster.
That's right. That's right. You're still a monster, but maybe you're not a pedophile. Oh, you could tell that I had my head in preschool books too often.
You can definitely tell that Lizzie wasn't listening. The beautiful people.
Right. I probably didn't listen to him.
She was singing A, B, C.
Correct.
Jesus loves me, this I know.
You're right. I literally played that song to my granddaughter the other day. You're right. You're awesome. Right. That is very true. Very true. Well, oh my gosh. Well, who was probably not singing the tunes of Marilyn Manson either, but she's not singing the tunes of her ex-husband. And many of you have seen it, but I can't go without playing an Epstein episode without Melinda Gates.
Or Melinda Gates, as we all look at him, her, whatever it is.
Melinda French Gates.
I still think about it. When you watch this video, folks, I'm going to put this out there. I'm going to put this little nugget in your head.
Yeah, put it in your head.
Think Kevin Kline when you're watching this video.
About
Kevin Kline?
Kevin Kline, the actor.
Right.
With Melinda Gates.
Look at Melinda Gates and picture Kevin
Oh,
Kline.
you're thinking she looks...
They look exactly
that.
alike.
Not Kevin Spacey, Kevin Kline.
Kevin Kline. That is true. I have seen the comparison
Kline.
about what they look like. Now, this
Kevin
doesn't
Kline.
have anything to do with the content.
No, but just put that little nugget in your head.
All right, so here it is, guys.
I think those are questions Bill needs to answer.
Okay. It was also widely reported that Bill had a friendship or business or some kind of contact with Jeffrey Epstein, and that you were not, that was very upsetting to you. Did that play a role in the divorce at all in this process?
Yeah, as I said, it's not one thing, it was many things. But I did not like that he'd had meetings with Jeffrey Epstein, no.
And you made that clear to him?
I made that clear to him. I also met Jeffrey Epstein exactly one time.
Did you?
Yes, because I wanted to see who this man was. And I regretted it from the second I stepped in the door. He was abhorrent. He was evil personified. I had nightmares about it afterwards. So, my heart breaks for these young women because that's how I felt. And here I'm an older woman. My God, I feel terrible for those young women. It was awful.
You felt that the moment you walked in? I didn't realize
was awful.
that. Yeah. And you shared that with Bill, and he still continued to spend time with him?
Any of the questions remaining about what Bill's relationship there was, those are for Bill to answer.
Okay, so first of all, Gail, Oprah's friend.
Yeah.
Was she condescending there, or was she genuinely trying to act like, oh, I feel so bad for you that Epstein is so bad? I couldn't figure that out. I guess it could go either way.
So Oprah's got a thing around her ankle, an ankle monitor.
When you look at Oprah's stuff, now that's a conspiracy theory again, Derek.
There are some videos that have shown something that appears to be very ankle monitor like.
Okay, so tell people who do not understand why somebody would have that on.
Okay,
me. I have no clue.
Okay,
what
so
you
there
guys
is
are
a
talking about.
thing.
There
is a thing.
There's a theory out there that says that Oprah, with her schools in Africa and everything, those were basically built, bought, and paid for because they are schools for girls only in Africa.
Correct.
She also, I believe, had a school in Haiti for girls only. And
and there's some rumor,
there's rumors
or speculation that there was trafficking at both of those schools.
Both of those schools, correct. And so, because Oprah is so prolific, and you just can't make her disappear like a fart in the wind, they have her basically under house arrest.
That is the rumor that's out there. We can't substantiate it, but there's a whole lot. If you look in the deep interwebs, you do see that.
And Gayle King being her friend.
Right.
Which other people say that Stedman is her beard. And for those of you who don't know what a beard is a lesbian's man friend. But Gayle King is Oprah's true lover.
That is another rumor. However, it is circulating. And it makes you wonder with their behavior and their hate for Donald Trump and all of that. So that was the first thing. When I watched it the first time, I went straight to Gayle King, who was trying to act empathetic, or was she? Or was she acting like, really, lady?
Well, I being who she is and who she's, connected to, I wouldn't be surprised if she's trying to negate the fact that, Melinda Gates is, trying to point her and paint her as somebody, maybe not.
Right. That's what, I couldn't figure out what she was doing. Now, as I was watching it now, and I've seen this clip several times, I couldn't get off the fact that you think that Melinda Gates looks like him, like Kevin Kline.
So here is the comparison. Watch the movie Wild Wild West with Will Smith and Kevin Kline, and
where he dresses up
like that woman.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So I see similarities, but I mean, are you saying that?
No, I'm not.
Okay, I'm gonna say Kevin Kline's of St. Louis, and Kevin Kline. He's a great actor too.
But in the
that's just a funny thing to talk about. I mean, it's not him in drag.
But you know how they always say, there's people playing other people with masks and everything. Hollywood actors are playing people,
right? Yeah.
Well, and Paul is saying your point about Haiti.
Could he be playing her?
Okay, so to your point about Haiti, and that Oprah had a school there or has. I still don't even know. It's unclear.
I believe it's. I don't know if it's.
Well, and I've looked, and it's unclear whether that I could find whether she still owned or not. But they're buddies with the Obama and the Clintons. The Clinton Foundation, as if anyone forgot, was heavily involved in Haiti. I mean, and that's so conspiracy thinking, but it all comes out in the end.
Well, think about how far Haiti is from Little St. James Island.
Right.
It's very easy
to take a little boat over there.
Puddle jump a plane and all the rest of that if you need to. Or,
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. So, I mean, Melinda Gates, I thought she said a lot with saying a little there. She was calling out Epstein. She was calling him out. She didn't come right out and say that her husband was actually trafficking children, but it sent chills up my spine when she said she saw him one time.
Well,
and he's like evil.
Well, and the other thing she might have to watch what she says, because
of course she does.
The fact that, there's so much money involved.
Correct. That her money.
Billions and billions.
Yes.
And the fact that she is one half of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, just having her, if she is squeaky clean and innocent in this factor, she still has to be very careful.
Correct. Very careful.
I don't know.
And Robert's saying that people take a submarine between the islands. I've heard that too. And that would make sense. I mean, that would make sense. And Oprah, as Annette is saying, was sexually molested as a child. So she's not surprised. And that's not every person that is sexually molested then becomes a molester, but it increases the percentage exponentially. And Oprah is an odd duck. I mean, she just is. She's very successful, but she really is when it comes to children. I mean, she's just odd there. It's just, she kind of gives me the willies. That's just my opinion.
You get a car. What if car is not really car?
Well, and you know what? She didn't always give those cars. She had the dealership do that. Well, she took credit for it.
But what if car was a different 3-letter word?
Oh, man. I mean, we could go way deep into this. And it's just...
This is only Thursday, folks. It's only Thursday.
Right. But we had to get into this because it's thick. I mean, it's so thick how the evil that is out there. And so many of these people were brought to be like Oprah. She's Saint Oprah. And a lot of these people that really appeared like they were saintly and that they were...
Take a drink.
Excuse me. Great. Are pretty doggone dark.
Oh, there's a lot of dark people.
But they always look the darkest, shade themselves by acting like they're almost like an antichrist. I mean, think that through. Yeah. I mean, it's a pretty tough statement to make, but nobody can be as good as Oprah says she is. I mean, think about that. And another video that we have is not my favorite person, but John McCain. And I did not see his name on that list anywhere. And I'm not saying that he did anything. I think he's a traitor type. But what makes me angry is with his second wife, Cindy. She damn well knew. She knew. And Joe, we've got a video with Cindy McCain, if you could get that. And Cindy McCain died in 2018. So keep this in mind. I don't know when this clip was. It was early, like 2010, 11. She died in 2018. So they knew a long time ago. So Joe, if you would play this with Cindy McCain.
Hides in plain sight. Epstein was hiding in plain sight. We all knew about him. We all knew what he was doing. But we had no one that was, legal aspect that would go after him. They were afraid of him. For whatever reason, they were afraid of him. All of a sudden, someone said, BS. We're not afraid of you anymore on what you're doing. It's not only wrong, it's illegal, it's, all those things. It's like a house of cards now. It's going to start tumbling, believe me. And these guys, if they don't leave the country, number one, they're going to get caught. And they're going and they, not only will they get caught, but they're going to be made examples of. And that's exactly what we should be doing. with these guys, especially. In my opinion, if, I know there's hides in plain sight.
Okay.
It is no shock that she is gone.
Oh,
correct.
God. No. And
correct. Yes. I mean, she said it right out there. And you didn't ever really hear too big of a scandal with her, and she's calling it out. She didn't give out names, but she clearly knew who did it. And
well, it's all the people that they hung around with.
Correct.
Well,
correct.
Yeah.
And that's 2018 she died.
They're not going to do anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really, think about it. We have probably one of the largest governments in the world. They do some of the dumbest things in Washington, D.C. Like, to the fact of, I mean, I've seen some of the stuff in the pork in these bills.
Yes.
$1 million research for cocaine given to a monkey to see how they would react.
Right.
$1 million. Who gives a rat's ass about $1 million monkey doing cocaine?
Right.
Why don't you find? You know what? If y'all have nothing to hide, why don't you bring up this Epstein thing in open Congress? Because technically, you're the biggest court in the land besides the 7 idiots or 9 idiots that are in the Supreme Court, and they're all bought and paid for anyway.
Correct.
We all know that. And I wouldn't be surprised if a couple of their names show up on this Epstein list. Especially Chief Roberts or whatever. I heard he's about as slithery as a snake.
Well, and what Cindy McCain was saying there was it was like a house of cards, and it's all going to come tumbling down. And I do think it is coming tumbling down for them, but not in the way we all want it.
I think their own house of cards is falling.
Correct.
I mean,
we want them hung and tarred and put in prison, or many people even want the death penalty, and none of that is happening. But the life as they knew it, so metaphorically, Cindy McCain is right. Metaphorically, the life as they knew it, they're like cockroaches, that the light has been on them, and they're like scrambling and scrambling. So I want more vindication than they're getting. But in the same token, they're going to get theirs. They have to meet their maker someday, so they are going to get theirs. But in the meantime, they can't live the life of what they used to live.
Well, a lot of them have already met their maker.
They sure have.
In their case. So, I mean, I believe, I don't know if you may have sent me this or if I saw this in a different video of her, but there was a video, I believe, of John McCain's daughter.
Yes.
It was something about the fact that, John McCain didn't die of the causes that we think he did or that they say he did. And man, I wish I had this or whatever to back this up. But out of her own mouth, basically said they took my dad out.
Yeah,
because
I forgot about that.
Whatever, they took him out, and again, it goes back to they have to tell us what's going on, and you got to just find those nuggets every once in a while of where they are and how that's going on. So does it surprise me? No. If you look at it, and I would not be surprised if we get more and more of these pages of lists off the Epstein list.
Yes.
That you're going to see more and more individuals that have already met their maker.
Correct. People met their maker because they were involved in it and also because they were trying to expose it. Joe, I have a picture, which is really interesting, of a guy named Doug Band. And he was Clinton's, and here's a picture of it for any of you that can actually see. If it's audio, it's an older picture, and it's of Bill Clinton with Doug Band. And Doug Band is right on there on that list, saying that he's involved, not just in being there, but was involved with the young women. Like Clinton liked him young. Apparently Doug Band did too. And he was Clinton's closest advisor. And he was a very frequent flyer there. He was there like at least over 30 times. And we said this yesterday. If you were on the Lolita Express and you really just wanted to hobnob with somebody you thought was great. I mean, think about it here in St. Louis. There's some even movers and shakers here that have planes and things. And some people just want to be with them.
I mean, we're sitting in probably one of the nicest hangars in the St. Louis area.
Correct.
To where, these beautiful planes back here.
Yes.
You don't know who owns those unless they let you know who owns them.
Correct. There's a lot of privacy that's here at Strategic Air Services, and we have to treat it that way because in the hangar that we're in, we see people come in that would be celebrity type status, that they are not involved in any of this.
No.
This is about what I'm talking about, innocence.
But
so some people that went on those planes once, maybe twice, they're probably just innocent. They just wanted to go to somewhere neat or wherever.
It's the exclusive. I can't say.
It's like being exclusive. It's like an exclusive club.
It's like a club, but you didn't realize what kind of club you were in.
Correct.
Thank you.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
well,
so
and that's
you're
the
right.
thing with Doug Band, getting to that point that even shows more of the Clinton administration and people around them that were involved in this. This Doug Band, he was a frequent flyer on the Lolita Express. And he was the person that after Monica Lewinsky, that's when he got so close to him. And Vic was talking about this yesterday, that you have to be a pervert, that you're taking a young person like blue dress lady, Monica Lewinsky, and having sexual relations under a desk. Vic got a little bit more graphic about it, but there's something not right about you. Now, I understand that a lot of presidents have done this, but I mean, he was just creepier and just gross. And
and not to, I mean, if we're comparing Clinton to Jeffrey Epstein, which Jeffrey Epstein was all about the minors.
Correct.
Bill Clinton, I mean, at least Monica Lewinsky was of age.
Correct.
And I'm not trying to justify it by any means, because
that's
true. He was definitely a sexual pervert, but
he was an equal opportunity pervert.
Right. I think so. Well, in the documents that I read yesterday, the 93 pages, I think he was with young people, because so many of the victims, 2 victims for sure, came out and said that he liked them young and underage.
Oh, I'm sure on the island he was definitely, but I mean, when it comes to Monica Lewinsky or any
right, she was of age.
Yeah,
she was definitely of age. And my point to this Doug Band is he was hired to get his image back from.
Oh, he was hired to get to up Clinton's image. He was like Clinton's PR guy.
Correct. He was closest advisor, PR guy, but was a frequent flyer on the Lolita Express. So, I mean, it's when you find these names, none of this surprises us. I think there's a few names that I didn't know, and a lot of them are still Doe. There's a couple that are Doe, but you had said this before the show started, Derek. Again, it's the Hollywood people, and it makes sense that when Obama and the Clintons were so into the Hollywood scene and bringing that into the White House, it all makes sense. And I think most of our listeners already know that, but to have it validated and now to get the cockroaches all revealed in the light, it does, warm my heart, because there are consequences to not being able to live that life anymore, because they were willing to bend every moral fiber of their being for this island. And now they can't obviously do it.
And on the chat line, Shay said, I wonder if he was there while he was president. And I guess in that situation there, Secret Service would have had to go with him.
Correct.
So weird question.
Yeah.
And was Dan Bongino Secret Service for Clinton?
Yeah.
Okay, so in that case, I wonder
that's probably why Dan Bongino cannot stand him so much.
And I wonder if in a situation like this, yes, obviously, if you're a protector of the president, you have to
you have to see all of
well,
this.
not just that. It's not the seeing of it. You basically have to ignore the fact that it's happening.
Correct.
Because that's not your job to.
Right. That's not your job to expose that.
But think about it. I mean, Dan Bongino is got that. He's got an opportunity to spill the beans. But the problem is what if he does have that information? Right. What are they holding over his head? How are they keeping him from being quiet?
Correct. Because now he's free of that. Well, and
free that free in some kind
in some ways. Nobody's free in America anymore, totally free. And that's the scary part. And that's why we have got to have Donald Trump come back and seeing all this where the Epstein information is relevant, even though we don't think there's going to be any vindication, is that President Trump exposed it, knows called it out. And Joe, go ahead and play one of the clips of Donald Trump. One of them, he's talking about when he comes back as the president for his third term, he's going to use Title 42.
Sorry, Bongino was on Obama's.
Oh, Obama's. Okay. Well, unfortunately, Obama and Clinton we're finding out is one and the same.
Sure.
Yes. Yes. He doesn't like either one of them. But Joe, if you could play a clip of Donald Trump.
100% gone, 100% destroyed. They'll come back now because we have a weak administration. I will use Title 42 to end the child trafficking crisis by returning all trafficked children to their families in their home countries and without delay. And I will urge Congress to ensure that anyone caught trafficking children across our border receives the death penalty immediately. And that includes also for women, because women, as you know, are number one in trafficking. Children are actually number two. I want to thank Eduardo, Jim, Tim Ballard, and 100%.
So that is wonderful. This is all coordinated, all of this, because Donald Trump is still saying that he will give the death penalty to any of these people. Now, is he going to be able to do it? Probably not, because he's going to get hit all the time. But there's another clip. Go ahead and play that other clip. And this is a clip we played yesterday. It's a very short clip, but he's calling out Epstein and he's calling out someone else. Here we go.
Nice guy.
Bill Clinton.
Nice guy. Got a lot of problems coming up, in my opinion, with the famous island with Jeffrey Epstein. A lot of problems.
Epstein, in your remarks about in the Q&A.
Well, I think he's got a problem. I mean,
what do you think the problem will be?
I don't know, but that island was really a cesspool. There's no question about it. Just ask Prince Andrew. He'll tell you about it. The island was an absolute cesspool. So,
the Clintons are friends
and he's
of
been
yours,
there
right?
for many times.
The Clintons are friends.
Well, I can't say friends, but I know
You're friendly. You know them.
They play at my clubs a lot. I have clubs, and everybody likes to play at my clubs.
Are you saying there's a political problem for her if she runs for president?
It could be a political problem. Look, he could be a political problem. Right now, he's Teflon, and right now, maybe not. But he could end up being a political problem.
So
Bill
this
Clinton.
just shows how far back that he was willing to call them out. And this is what I said yesterday. Reporters, mainstream media, even I heard this when I was driving in and I was flipping through the channels. There was a station that was doing exactly what that reporter was doing. Because Bill Clinton has been caught, everybody knows what a pervert he is. They want to tie Donald Trump into this. They're not going to stop doing that. They will always tie Donald Trump into anything. He had clubs. People came there. If you own a restaurant, you can't control who comes in.
And there's photographs of Epstein and Trump.
Yes.
Because he was a socialite wannabe.
Mm-hmm.
He was a rich billionaire. I don't know if he was a billionaire at the time, but he was a very wealthy man. And so, money talks, bullshit walks. You can get into places because of money. And then as soon as, Trump I believe Epstein, and please correct me if I'm wrong, either you or the chat line, Epstein was kicked out of Mar-a-Lago or one of the other main clubs that Trump owns.
Correct.
After I believe Epstein put his hands on one of the the female employees.
I think he put his hands on it, and he also kept trying to bring in what appeared to be underaged people.
Yes.
And so I don't think Donald Trump as a club owner is going to say anything to anyone that's bringing in a side piece. But if you are underage, so he was definitely kicked out. There's speculation as to why.
It was do not pass go, do not collect $200, get the hell out of my places, and don't come back.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But the fact is, yes, you're going to see pictures of Epstein and Trump. It's inevitable. It would be no different than if Lizzie was out at a restaurant or whatever, and I was in the same place, and I just happened to walk right behind her and go, hey.
Yes, that happens not to me, but I mean, it happens a lot of times to celebrities and things like that.
They have no idea that somebody's taking a picture with them.
Correct. Or even if they do, you don't know who they are yet. Sure. I know I have pictures with people that now I'm like, why was I associated with them? And I wasn't in a big way, but it was like, wow, they're kind of sketchy,
Or,
everybody
or you had no
that.
clue that you were in the same place with somebody.
Correct. And you can't control that. But I mean, that's just, they're going to keep doing it. I think that this, yes, it's coming out now, may not be a distraction, but you almost have to assume everything's a distraction. I know the judge that let this come out, just said it, it's not sealed anymore. So why not let it come out? But why now?
Why was it sealed in the first place?
And why now? I mean, they're distracting us from something. And we know the year of
2024 election.
2024 is going to be a roller coaster of crazy ass stuff. We know the elections are coming. The local elections are going to get crazy. I mean, everything is crazy. And there's so much lawlessness. There's people that live here, don't seem to follow the rule of law. And then there's people that literally are, coming in the border and they're not here. A lot of them, I should say, are not here because they just want a better life. They're here to do crime and harm to our country. And so several people had sent me this video and I had seen it too. And there's a video that doesn't have anything to do with Epstein, but it just kind of shows that our country is broiling into a cesspool of crime. They're literally in a court of law.
This is the courtroom, yes.
In a courtroom where a Nevada judge was attacked while she's giving a sentence to a person. Her name is Judy Mary Kay Holtis. And so what's interesting about this whole clip, so to speak, is I've got the longer clip here. There's a short clip.
Sure.
But the long clip is classic.
It tells the whole story.
It does. The long clip actually just shows there was nobody there helping her at first either. Where is people help him? And this guy was allowed to beat her to a pulp.
Now, I will preface, if you look into this case, the gentleman that is being
the guy that jumps over the desk,
the guy that's on trial,
yes,
is there for assault and battery,
right?
And the thing that pisses this guy off is he asked for probation because this is the actual. I can't lie. I mean, this is so you can't make this up,
right?
They asked for probation because he tries to make the right decisions. That was the actual reason. The right decisions. But yet this dumbass does this. If you're watching right now, you'll enjoy this. If you're listening later on, go find the courtroom in Nevada because this is very, very interesting. Eye-opening.
I appreciate that, but I think it's time that he gets a taste of something else because.
And right there is when
he got angry.
Yeah, well, that's where he asked for the. Yep. Superman.
And what you can't see is he leaps over as if he's like in a pole vault. And he's now like just beating her. And how many guys is 3, 4?
I see at least 3 on him right now. There's 3 on him right now. He's punching a security officer. Oh, no. I take that back. He actually has the judge right now, and he's hitting her.
Yes.
And there is another court guy that is hitting him. There's 2 that are hitting him. And
she goes under the desk.
Yes, she does.
Don't do this.
And you hear, I'm guessing, his relatives.
It's his mom in the background.
His mom? Okay.
Yeah, you can hear that mom voice in the background.
And the reason why we're playing the long version is shows the mayhem that's going. And finally, you see some officers really get in there. Somebody pulls the fire alarm.
So that alarm the alarm you hear on that high pitch, that's not the actual fire alarm.
What is that?
That is the distress alarm.
Okay.
If I am correct in this assumption, every court of law has basically a panic button.
But that took a while for that panic button to go off. Didn't you think? But maybe somebody couldn't get to it. See, like Joe just did it again. You see where he leaps? I mean, he's got quite a horizontal leap.
I tell you what, I'll give him
some props for that.
I'll give him a good solid 8.5 on the jump and the landing.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, he comes off the ground in a Superman style and lands on this judge and just starts pummeling.
Yes. Pulls her hair. And then you see, this is what I thought was kind of profound. You watch the American flag fall over like in a sign of distress. That's our country right now. That was a good example of how distressed our country is. Even the American flag goes flying down and is half kiltered. It's just that, to me, in 2024 is going to be our country this year.
And Lisa,
that's what it's going to be.
And Lisa says on the chat line, his attorney literally tried to make the case that the defendant was good for the community. Right before this guy jumps on the judge,
yes,
because you can hear her say that, I understand, but this is the way we're going to go instead. Now, prefacing before that, the attorney for the defendant literally was asking for probation instead of jail time,
and then he can't help himself.
But you're there for assault and battery, and then your dumbass assaults and batteries not only a judge, so he's on top of the original charges of assault and battery. He now has assault and battery on a judge, assault and battery on at least 2 other employees, misconduct in the courtroom,
yes,
contempt of court. I mean, his list just got 3 times as long. If he would just shut his mouth, did his time, and been a good boy, first of all, he would have been a good boy and listened to his mommy the first time, he wouldn't be in the situation he was.
Yes.
But, that just shows the stupidity of the lawlessness in this country. And the fact that, I was talking with a couple of friends the other day, is the fact that you can literally go into Walmart, and you can walk out with a 75-inch TV.
You can walk right out with
Walk right out. There's absolutely nothing they can do to you besides call the police. And the thing is,
if the police don't get there in enough time, you got that TV.
People know me in my community where I live. I'm known in my community. I could walk into Walmart, steal a 75-inch TV, take it home with me, get rid of the box, put it on my wall before the cops even get to me. And there's nothing.
I don't think I could do that in my community.
I can't do it.
Well, I'm not saying that you even would do it, but I think
is,
I would be one of those dumbasses that would get caught right away. I mean, they would catch me. I'd be the one, because you go into a Walmart now, and this shows the sign of the times too, that you have to have a lane now for law enforcement, and they've got those panic buttons in most places. You can press the button and the alarm goes off and calls the police. Yeah. That used to just be in the quote bad part of towns. Now they're almost every Walmart that you see, because crime has gotten rampant. And it's not all illegals, but I'm hearing from police in my area, a lot of it now is going on by the illegals for 2 reasons. Maybe because they don't have anything. Maybe they already spent their $9,000 in their free stuff, and they resort to crime.
What are you going to charge? Who are you going to charge?
Who are you going to charge? You don't know what their name is.
Right.
So, I mean, that's what 2024 is gearing up to be. Lawlessness, blame everything on Donald Trump, steal our election. Let's just go anywhere we want to go and jump on a judge. I mean, the whole thing is ridiculous. And if they can't stop Trump there, they're going to do something else again. Did you hear what the CDC is saying now?
Does that have anything to do with the video that I might have sent you last night with Alexa?
Right. It might have been. But we'll get to that in a little bit.
But right before we get to that one, back to the lawlessness and when it comes to the border, I was listening. I don't remember who it was. It really doesn't matter. But it's a fact that so far in the 4th day of 2024, the 4th day of 2024, there has been enough illegal people come across our border to fill the Michigan Wolverines football stadium 3 times.
And say that again. How many days have we been into 2024?
We are on day 4.
Correct.
We are on day 4.
We're just the beginning of day 4.
So day 1 through 3, January 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, there has been enough illegals cross our border illegally to fill the Michigan Wolverines football stadium 3 times. 3 times.
Isn't that crazy?
It's 115,000 people can fit in the Michigan Wolverines football stadium. That is seats, not standing room. Not that is just a seat for your butt. 115,000 people can watch a football game in a seat at Michigan Stadium. There's been 3 times that amount of people come across our southern border in 3 days.
That's 2024, isn't it?
That's 2024 so far.
2024. So, I mean, what do you tell your friends? What do we tell the listeners? Well, they already know. We don't have to tell the listeners. They're smart. You better protect that Second Amendment. You better be talking, like in the state of Missouri, the session was this week. You better be.
They just started
They just started yesterday. So you need to be telling your congressman, your senator, maybe your state rep, but they don't have as much clout yet as the senator and the congressperson. Although,
you know what, they always say it starts in your local community.
That's
if
true.
you want change, you got to start in your local community.
Yes.
So your local mayor, your local school board.
Yeah, you got to go. The first thing you probably should be calling right now about the safety of your town is your mayor.
Yeah.
They can't make legislation. They just have to follow the rules and the regulatory aspects of their town, but you might want to call your mayor.
Because, well, in some of these cities, you actually have, like where I live in Eureka, we have a Eureka Police Department.
Mm-hmm.
Our mayor has jurisdiction
over the police
department. So
yes,
the mayor can go to the police chief and say, hey, listen.
Or your county executor in some towns.
Not in St. Louis County.
Yeah, well, ours is, but hopefully that's up. But that's
good old Sammy Page. He's about as worthless as a tit on a bull.
Yeah. For sure.
But
sure.
I just found that fascinating before we get into the next
it is.
next subject.
That's all part and parcel of 2024.
3 days.
Wow. I didn't. Yeah.
Almost 400,000.
That is a great analogy. That's not
even an analogy. It's the fact that it's scary.
Yeah.
That,
that is scary. That is totally
almost
scary.
300,045.
Well, and this is what else is scary is, okay, so we're getting into election year and you've got Joey Biden out there now. I'm going to say he's campaigning. He's out and about acting like he's Mr. Founding Father right now. I'm not even going to get him. This show's not about him. I don't want to give him any more credit. But that's what
he's out campaigning.
He's out, but he's out campaigning.
He's out looking for ice cream.
Well, that's probably, his handlers have him out looking for ice cream while he's campaigning. Because a lot of people do think that he's not going to run. That might be true. None of us know that for sure unless we are part of the deep state. But I still think he will leave, or his handlers will leave kicking and screaming because they like the destruction of this country. And whoever they run up against Donald Trump, doesn't even matter if it's a baboon. They don't want Donald Trump so much. And so they are gearing up already. Here we are again, only in 4 days in 2024. And they're gearing up what is the regular cold and flu season. It's regular cold and flu. I don't think it's any worse. I think people after the holidays, they get with people, they get the flu. Little kids might be.
Wait a minute. Are you saying the flu came back?
Right.
I thought it disappeared.
Back. Well, it did just in 2020.
Oh, okay.
But come on, you get with the program. It's 2024. The flu is back. But here's the worst, according to the CDC, it's a triple threat.
Oh,
we're now at a triple threat. So you could at the same time.
It's a triple threat.
It's a triple threat.
We got rid of it completely, so they had to, make a new one and bring it back, and they made it even tougher this time.
Correct. It's a triple threat. Now, keep in mind,
3 times stronger.
Yes. It's RSV. You could get this all at the same time. So what they're pushing now with the CDC, what our lovely CDC is pushing is you could get RSV, the flu, and COVID all at the same time. So you better put your mask back on.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
You better take all these shots. You need to get all 3 of them. Did you realize they're pushing for infants RSV? Now, I'm not making fun of any adult who wants to get these vaccines. I'm truly not. If you feel like that especially if you're elderly or you have cancer or whatever, and you want to get these, I'm not getting them, but I understand where people have, comorbidities. I understand that, as Fauci says. I can't even stand that word, but I had to say it.
Hey, folks, don't worry about these in the arm. Why don't you go get you some vitamin D? Get you some vitamin C.
You're going to get us banned just like
zinc,
Dr. Naputi.
And lemon juice and honey and garlic.
Correct.
Whiskey. Drink more whiskey. Drink more whiskey.
Get some sunshine. But see, that they're already starting it. If you turn on any radio station, if you turn on any TV, it's like, go get your RSV. You know what, guys? I ran for almost 30 years a child care center, and children that are little often get RSV. You don't want them to. It's serious business. But it was there before. And now they're saying this triple threat is coming, and they're recommending these vaccines and they're gearing it up. You got that right. For 2024.
2024, baby.
Most people have woke up. No, a lot more people. I don't know if most people have, because I'm still seeing plenty of people bragging on their triple boosters. But to my point of all this is what they're going to do. They are going to try to lock us down again. They are going to try to scare people.
From somebody who was just at the hospital yesterday, my father got out again. Anyway, their masks are now mandatory at BJC, and I believe at Mercy as well. As a matter of fact, I know somebody who works at a Mercy off down in South County, and she said that they had to actually get fitted for their N95 masks, and then they had to do some sort of like test or whatever. Like they had to run in place and do different stuff to make sure that it was airtight while they were, heavy breathing.
Yes.
So they're like making them jump through hoops, plus wear the mask.
Ladies and gentlemen, stupidity has already started.
It has already started, but it's by design. It's by design. We were at St. Luke's not too long ago with my father-in-law too, and nobody was wearing masks. Now I do understand that we are in cold and flu season. That's been generations. There's cold and flu season. Okay, so if you want people to wear a mask, that's fine. No big deal, especially if you want to see your loved one and you are coughing. That being said, also look at it from the different perspective. They're going to carry this through the 2024 election to make sure that we can have in mail-in ballots and all of that. And they're going to do a lockdown and all of that. And Derek yesterday sent me this video that we'll get into this video. So hang loose. We're going to do something else first. So right now, Derek is going to do the cancel this top picks for New Year's Eve. But after that, time willing, we're going to show you the Alexa that I was playing around with because Derek sent me something and I wanted to see if my Alexa would talk about a shutdown too. And so I recorded my voice and my Alexa. So hang loose. We're going to get that after the top picks. We promised you top picks at 9:30.
All right. So the fun stuff when I'm always on the show filling in for Vic. So the Sweet 16, excuse me, the Sweet 16 of the 4th of January is all about New Year's resolutions. We always make New Year's resolutions every year, and it usually takes about 6 weeks for everybody just to say, screw it, we're done with this. Very little times is your resolution even attainable? Is that a good word?
Yeah.
Attainable. I mean, you just put it out there to where it's just so unattainable. But I figured, you know what? Let's do something fun at the beginning of the year and do the top 16 things of New Year's resolutions.
Love it. Because in the past, what have we done? We've done Christmas songs.
Yeah, we did Christmas songs,
movies. We did stuff even before that wasn't Christmassy.
We did 80, I believe we did 80s rock songs.
Yes.
And 90s music videos or something like that. But I mean, it's all topical.
It's all topical. So now we're talking about New Year's.
It's a brand new year.
Brand new year.
Well, they always say it's a brand new year, brand new me.
Brand new you.
Nope. If you think about it, folks, if you start taking a poop at 11:59 and it turns to midnight, it's still the same shit, different day.
Yeah. Well, you brought the shit into the new year.
The same shit.
You didn't leave the shit
same
last
shit, different year.
Different year.
Same shit, different year.
Different year.
So,
but we need you guys on the chat lines. Any of the chat lines.
Okay.
YouTube, Rumble.
If you're on the chat line, have you made a New Year's resolution? And if so, what is it?
Joe, tell us what it is.
Joe, have you made a new one?
I haven't actually. I typically don't try and make a resolution,
an unattainable resolution.
Well, it's not necessarily the unattainable. I don't tend to. I already have goals.
Sure,
right. That's not your
goals.
New Year's resolution.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Right.
Since you haven't made one, what's your goal for the year?
Well, you can. Okay, so we're laughing.
Cheesy smile. You
face.
can't see the smile that's going from here to here. I mean, he's kind of like the deer in the headlight. He's like, oh
shit. Do I have to say? Okay, well, right down there that is no resolution is one of them.
No resolution.
And you know what's funny? No resolution is
a resolution. But Joe, do you want to tell us what you were smirking about there behind the glass?
No, he doesn't.
Just to make more money. How about that?
Okay,
hey, you know what? That is one.
Joe wants to make some money.
More money.
More money. How about show me the money?
More money, more problems.
More money.
More money, more problems.
There you
Give
go.
me those problems.
More money, more problems.
Yes.
I know one of the other resolutions that everybody says is to lose weight.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah, see that one's always like that's always a goal. I mean, and it's not to lose weight; it's to shed it because we tend to find things that we lose.
Yes, I found some of the weight that some of my friends were losing last year, and
right.
Okay, so Jeannie said she's going to try not to cuss.
Oh no!
So say no cussing on there. Let's see what else. Someone else said more prayer time.
More prayer.
Along with that is, as we put that.
I heard.
Put your phone in a different room. Less phone time.
Less electronics.
Yep.
How about spend more time with family?
More time with family. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And on the electronics thing, unless you are listening to Cancel This on Spotify or any of your podcast ones, or watching us on Facebook or cancelthisshow.com, that is the only time that I would say, grab your devices.
Yes, because I think people do use their devices more because they don't turn on the radio and they don't turn on the TV. So like you can still have your device on and be listening to Cancel This or one of your other favorite podcasts and still be going on with your life. Except for right now, you can't be going on with your life. You have to be on the chat line telling us.
So cutting down on mindless scrolling, it would be a good one.
Yeah,
so basically the old
scrolling.
TikTok.
Yeah, like just scrolling.
Yeah, just scrolling.
Less scroll,
because that can take hours out of your day.
Yes,
usually about the time when you're trying to sleep.
Right.
Yeah. I've heard less drinking.
Less drinking. Okay.
Alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Less drinking. I've heard quit smoking.
There you go.
I've heard that too. I've heard make amends with someone you maybe have been in a feud with that is important to you. I'm not telling you to go make amends with people that's bad in your life for you, but just somebody that maybe you need back in your life, or you don't have to put them back in your life, but just say you're sorry.
Well, and, you always see the people, New Year, if you've wronged me the year before, if you owe me money the year, before, blah, blah, blah. You see all these, if you before, I'm not taking them into the new year with me.
I don't blame people for that either.
But I'm sorry if somebody owes me money, I'm taking it with me to the next year because
there you go.
I'm going to take that with me.
You're going to take it with you.
1, 2, 3, 4. We got 5 more things.
Someone could maybe you could group these together to buy a new house or a new car.
So,
yeah. Establish yourself.
Right.
Yep.
New job.
New job. I've heard that's a good. Get a new job.
New job.
Jay says resolutions are for quitters, and he's no quitter.
All right. So instead of new job, just put like career change, because that could, you could start your own business or what.
Career change. That's good.
Job, career. One of the other. Get healthy.
That's with like losing weight and stuff like that. You can group that together.
Okay. Greg said something on the chat line. You do need to put this down. It's going to be hard for many of us here. Be kinder to the liberals.
That's not a resolution.
Well, yes, it is, because many people are not kind to liberals at all.
How about just be kind?
Well, just be civil and try to maybe strike up a conversation for change. Gosh, now I'm sounding like a liberal. So. Yeah.
I see your hair turning blue.
Yeah, my hair's turning blue right now.
Come on, Greg.
Right? Come on, Greg. Come on, man.
Be kinder to liberals. Just be kind.
Right. Be kind to just anyone that walks in the door.
Yeah, be civil. Be civil.
Sounds like Greg has a problem.
Be civil.
Well, maybe it's not a problem to most.
No, I can see Greg over there. No.
No, not so much. Not so
that
much.
Resolution is going to be gone. I see several people paying off debt. That would be establishing yourself.
Yeah, that would be it too. What about like more recreation time, whether it's with your family or not? Like not
I would
necessarily
go
going
with
on
spending time with family.
Spending time with. Okay, what about?
Or a vacation.
Yeah, a vacation or camping.
Or vacationing.
Getting out in the woods, any of that. Just, yeah.
And that way, the unplugging would be going with less device time.
There you go.
So unplug.
Unplug.
And you know what, folks? It's actually good to unplug. It really is.
It is. How many more we got?
One. We have one.
How about go get yourself, well, I don't know if people would like this. Go get yourself another furry animal.
New dog.
New dog.
New pet.
Well, I mean, it could be a cat or a dog or a
snake
hamster.
Or a tarantula.
Well, I didn't say that.
We'll just put new pet, because if you ask my wife, she wants one of those little miniature cows.
Yeah.
You know,
a miniature cow.
She went one of the what are they? I can't think of the name, but it
Shetland pony. But I don't know what they call a miniature cow.
Well, it's the
a mini cow, mini pig,
the miniature Highland cow.
Okay.
Okay. What about? Okay, I don't know if we have any place for
full.
that.
We are full.
We are full. About you can't clean your house out like.
Well, that'd probably establish yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
very good.
It's funny is establishing. Yeah,
it's different to everybody.
Yes,
I guess.
Lori, my wife wants a mini Highland cow.
Mini Highland cow.
It's
okay.
It's about the size of a dog.
Right.
You could get a goat like Derek, or not Derek, but
Eric. Eric got a goat for Christy.
Yeah.
Eric's got some property to put that goat out there, and that way he doesn't have to cut the lawn.
Well, that's a good point.
Think about it. Folks.
I know.
Think about it.
Yeah.
So, all right, top 16 New Year's resolutions.
All right, chat line, we need you.
Me. New pet versus getting more money. New pet, more money.
Why did you put that up against each other?
That's easy.
Mean.
I mean, I think I know what the top one's going to be.
Thing is you need more money to get the pet.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to say more money too, just because I already have a lot of animals, but yeah, that was not fair to put that one up.
There's going to be a lot of no fair. I mean, life's not fair, folks.
Yeah, life isn't fair.
More money.
More money, more money.
More money, more problems. To be civil or to be with your family. That's an easy one. Problem is being civil.
I'm going to say
with your family.
Yeah.
Be civil with your family. Combine those two. Be civil with your family.
So more time with the family.
There you
go. More prayer time or quit smoking?
I'm going to say more prayer time because I've never smoked.
I'd say more prayer time because I don't smoke anymore. Well, I mean, I smoke certain things, but the goal is not to quit that.
And I'm surprised you didn't put that on here. I think that was your little smirk.
What?
No. His smirk was something completely different.
Oh, okay. All right.
I could just tell by the way he smiled. He's like,
oh, I know what it is.
I'm not saying this one.
Okay. Right.
I don't know exactly what it was, but
we know what it was.
That's one of those, you don't have to say
just
anything.
More money. That's all.
You don't have to say anything.
That's right. Like what? Maguire? Like Jerry Maguire, show me the money.
Well, it's one of those things where, they say a picture's worth 1,000 words.
Yeah.
The other one is, I don't have to say it. My face is telling the whole story.
Right. There you go.
I wear my heart on my sleeve sometimes.
There you go.
Less device time or get unplugged more versus making amends. I personally,
I'll say
I'm addicted to electronics.
Yeah, I'll say that too about electronics because I think
I
I've made most amends with most people that I want to anyway.
Sure.
So,
what about you?
What do you say, Joe? Make amends or
less
electronics?
I know the more like the everyday issue is more device time.
Yeah.
But
okay.
I mean, making amends is definitely an important one as well.
That is. That's huge.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's go to.
Yeah, let's go to the.
Okay, so what do you guys think on the chat line to get unplugged?
Get unplugged or making
amends. We have amends.
Mary says unplugged.
Unplugged. Okay, so we need at least one more. What do you think? Getting unplugged or making amends with people? The thing about making amends, though, is if you know that you need to make amends with someone and you don't, it hurts your heart.
Troy, it's not all about, completely unplugged.
Yeah, Troy, don't unplug.
I made a caveat that unless you are listening to Cancel This at cancelthisshow.com or all of our Facebook social media platforms or on Spotify.
Stay plugged in.
Stay plugged
from
in.
8 to 10.
Stay in tune.
Unplug from the mindless drivel, not cancel this.
Before and after. Okay, so unplugged look like.
I think unplugged is
when John says get more involved with local church.
That would be in the prayer situation earlier. So
okay.
I think we're going to go with unplugged.
I agree with John though too on there. All right, so unplugged except for from 8 to 10.
Yes, 8 to 10 Monday through Friday.
Monday through Friday.
Yes.
You can unplug on all weekend long. Or at least go look on the podcast. Okay.
No resolution versus establishing yourself. And when it says establish yourself, getting a new car, getting a home, just establishing yourself in the new year. So no resolution at all. Go the lazy man's route, which is probably the best sometimes, or establishing yourself in a
and whatever goal you want to. Maybe it's just being creative.
And I don't know that no resolution is
bad.
A lazy thing.
No.
It's more of a, not trying to add extra stress during the year.
And I'm going to say no resolution. I am going to say
I like the whole no resolution.
I do too.
You should always have some kind of goal no matter what.
Right.
What are you saying, Joe?
No resolution.
Okay.
I already have
Yeah.
goals and resolutions.
Lose weight or get healthy versus start a new job or career.
I'll say get healthy.
I know a lot of people. I mean, I myself, myself and my family included. We're on the getting healthy, eating healthy, putting things in our body that are as clean as possible.
Yeah,
but I will also tell you, the new job career thing.
That's also good too, because there's a lot of avenues for Renew Media right now too. So, gosh, that's tough. I'm already getting healthy.
I'm already. I'm in the process.
What do we say, Joe?
I'm going to have to say health before anything.
Okay,
and health, money comes and money goes.
Right.
Correct. And careers come and go. Okay, so the get healthy thing.
So
I agree
in that aspect, I'm going to go with the getting healthy, losing weight aspect. But when it comes to a new job or career, please, if you don't mind, I'm going to cheap plug for Lowdown in the Lou, which is also another show that myself and Lizzie co-host that is kind of getting in that path. So if you
this is Derek's brainchild, though. He's being modest. This is Derek's brainchild.
So cheap plug while we're doing this, if you would follow us on Lowdown in the Lou, lowdowninthelou.com, all of our social medias, give us a like, follow, tell your friends about us. Also, if there's any businesses that you want us to highlight, let us know.
That's a good one, Donna. She said, be a better listener.
I can't do that.
Hence why Derek is in Lizzie's spot today, because we didn't want any confusion on which show you were watching.
That is
correct. That is true.
Yes.
That is true.
No,
because Lowdown on the Lou is Derek's show for sure. And that was part of why, if Vic's not here, I will be here, because there you go.
Yeah.
But
it's no problem. I just got to stand on my mark over here.
You got to stand in your mark.
It keeps me still.
Line that belly button up.
Yeah,
so if you want to hear about all the good things going around St. Louis, or you can contact this dude over here with the cool hat on.
We got a lot of fun stuff going. No cussing or less scrolling. No cussing. You know what? The less scrolling you do, the less cussing you're going to have.
Right.
I have a problem with both.
I do too. I'm going to go less scrolling, because that is my.
Well, because the cussing you can kind of turn off. I'd never hardly cuss at all till I worked on the show, and then now now I do it.
I'm a bad influence.
Yeah, it's all Joe's fault. It's all Joe's fault. He makes the words come out of my mouth.
No cussing or less scrolling. I know we got to get
less
scrolling
this
done.
Less scrolling.
Scrolling.
Yeah, scrolling.
Yeah, we got to get.
And I like my sailor.
Less drinking or take a vacation.
Take a vacay.
Vacation.
I'm all about the vacation too. More money or more time with family.
I will say more time with family, because money can't buy your children and all that. I like money too, but my family.
As much as I would like more money.
Me too.
This holiday season.
Yeah.
You and I both know exactly.
Yeah. We both lost family members, and we know how time is so precious, and no money in the world.
No money in the world can bring that person
correct.
back. But
correct.
You know what? I'll tell you what, if I had all the money in the world to bring them back, I'd give it all to more.
Me too. Everything that I own, I would give it up to have my dad and my father-in-law both back.
My guess, my go on this was family.
100%.
Same.
So family. More prayer time or being unplugged.
More prayer time, because you are unplugged when you.
As I say, you're going to get more prayer time being unplugged.
Yeah.
More time to find yourself.
Yeah.
Find God.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing.
And for some people, if you're not religious, you could say meditation.
Whatever your form of
right.
Getting in touch with the other side.
That is correct.
Whatever it is.
No resolution at all, or getting healthy. I mean, if you think about it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to say no resolution at all. Because
you already have goals.
Exactly.
Correct. I'm going to say no resolution.
No resolution. And less scrolling or take a vacation. This is a no-brainer.
Vacation.
No.
Oh, vacation.
Vacation. Right. I just won't scroll. I'm on vacation. So there you go.
Yeah. My kids will.
Yeah.
It's like,
I do too sometimes.
We're on vacation.
I go on vacation. Heck, I did the show the last time I was on vacation.
I'm sure you would be shocked that if you went on vacation and somebody took like, stats of everything you did, I'm sure you'd be shocked at the amount of scrolling that you will actually do on vacation.
Yes,
Correct.
yes.
I agree with you, Joe.
More family time or more prayer? I'm going to go with family because you can pray with your family.
Okay. You can pray with your family.
Like Greg said, grow an awesome beard like me.
Yeah.
I'm having a great
prayer's big,
I'm having a great beard
okay.
day.
Yeah.
The last time you were on the show, Greg sent me a picture of some claymation thing that looked like you or whatever, and he wanted me to put it up on the air. So
it was the
Greg commenting your beard.
Yes, it was Cornelia, the Cornelius, Yukon Cornelius off of Rudolph.
Yep, that's it.
Perfect beard. I'm going to go with family. Family and prayer.
I'd say family. Yeah.
Family. Oh well, we kind of have an idea of what might be the one. No resolution or vacation. I'm going with vacation. I like vacation.
Yeah, vacation.
Vacation.
All right. You remember the last one we did?
Yeah.
The last Sweet 16 we did was Christmas movies, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay. The final of the New Year's resolutions. Family vacation.
Family vacation, of course it is. Yes.
So there is no winner in this one. It's family or vacation.
I'm going to say
we're just going to put it together.
I take on vacation.
We're going to put it together and make it
a
family vacation.
Love
so
it.
who else? I mean, most of the time you're taking your family on vacation.
Yes. So there you go.
So top 16 amazing resolutions for the new year. Take a family vacation, folks.
There you go.
There it is. It's said, take a family vacation. Now, Lizzie, now that we got all that fun stuff, let's get to the meat and potatoes on the pot that I stirred last night.
Yeah, Derek.
And tell me all about why these lovely devices that we have, and we've proved it today with Siri.
Yes.
Just trying to just tell everything that we've been saying.
Correct.
And you posting it, which is
so weird. It's so weird, you guys. So at the beginning of the show, so if any of you guys are on now, but you weren't at the beginning of the show, we were talking about what we were talking about last night off air about an Alexa and what Alexa does and all of that. And so what I was saying, both right before the sponsorship ads were playing, and during the commercial break,
it was our intro.
It recorded everything I said, and then it got posted. Now I must have hit the button to post it, but I thought I had erased it all, and everything that I said showed up on the chat line. That is so weird, which is interesting because last night Derek and I were talking about show prep, and he sent me a video of someone. Because Derek and I both think that they're really going to try to shut us down again. Now, are we going to follow? No. If you live in a red county, they're not going to shut you down.
I'm not going to follow their bullshit.
We're not. I didn't follow it last time. I'm not going to follow it this time either. But so we were talking about how they're going to try to lock us down again during 2024 because of the election. It's going to be a repeat of 2020. And so he sent me a video, and I took the video itself and I played it in front of my Alexa. And the answer was the same thing. So then I asked it with my own voice, and let me find it. I can't send it to Joe to play because it says it's too long. So I want you guys to see this. Let me find it
and
here.
The other thing is, this is all around TikTok also.
Yes. So it sure is. So I'm going to find it again. Okay, so here's the first one. So listen to the verbiage. It took me a little while. So I'm going to play it, and I'm going to put my phone up real loud and listen to what Alexa says. So here it goes. Hold on.
Your microphone.
Here, put it up the microphone.
Your microphone's over here.
Closure. Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. I'm messing up, you guys. Okay, here it is.
It's not so easy, is it?
No.
She's looking backwards.
Alexa, when does lockdown begin for disclosure?
From Who.int. The strict lockdown will begin at midnight between January 7th and 8th and will last for at least 2 weeks, depending on morbidity indices.
What?
Okay, so now if you guys hear that, and I listened to it over and over and over again, and I thought they were saying something about a Dobbins, but I think what they were saying is WHO, like the whole world order or the whole health organization. But if you ask it, they'll tell you that they're going to lock down between those dates. You ask your Alexa. So if you have one, they're telling us that they're going to lock it down. And so I thought that was really strange.
But the cool thing is if you listen to it again, the word Dobbins is a person's name.
Okay. And want me to play that when I ask? Okay. So here it is. When I ask them who that is, who is this person?
Alexa, could you repeat who Dobbins is? James Francis Dobbins Jr. is a prominent American diplomat who has held various positions in the U.S. government, including ambassador to the European Union and special representative for Afghanistan and Pakistan.
Alexa, is that what you were saying about the lockdowns?
From Grammarist.com. A lockdown is a situation in which people are restricted from moving from place to place or within a certain area to protect their safety or health.
Alexa, when is the next time America is going to have a lockdown?
According to TripsGuard, essential businesses, non-essential businesses, public transport, restaurants, and tourist attractions are open in the United States. Masks are required to be worn at gyms, public transport, restaurants, shops, and tourist attractions. For more information, try asking, what are the COVID-19 guidelines for restaurants in my area?
Alexa, does the Uniparty intend to lock us down again in the United States of America?
According to Reuters, Democrats maintained their majority control of the Senate, while Republicans took majority control of the House. Democrats secured 51 seats in the Senate and 213 seats in the House, while Republicans secured 49 seats in the Senate and 222 seats in the House.
Which was interesting.
She seems to be dancing around.
As I say,
yes. So this goes on, and she just doesn't answer it
Alexa's
again.
A politician.
Yeah, but she just starts talking about Democrats and Republicans and keeps repeating that statement.
Do it live on the air and just say, Alexa, when is the next lockdown?
I will bring Alexa in.
Well, and here's the other thing. Jay said, my Alexa just responded to your question.
Is it? And so Jay, say on the chat line, what did your Alexa then answer? How did it answer? Which is so bizarre. I ask it again, and we don't have to listen to it again. I mean, I can. What do you say?
Jeannie goes, it sounds like Biden's answer.
It does sound like Biden's answer, doesn't it? I mean, that is so freaking bizarre. And what's so funny too is I ask it again about the deep state.
Yeah.
And when I ask it about the deep state, it keeps saying, I don't understand your question. I don't understand your question. And then when I go in and say, does the United States have a deep state? I can't answer your question. But then I say, what is a deep state? It basically describes our country right now.
And the other thing is, Jay says it gave the same exact answer that was recorded. But, Alexa is Amazon's.
Correct. Correct.
I don't have I don't have an iPhone, but my daughter tried to ask Siri the same question, and apparently Siri played stupid. I have no idea, but I found it very interesting. I mean, again, if you're in the conspiracy world and the theories and everything, 2 weeks is not the 14 days that you think of.
Correct.
When they say 2 weeks, they're talking Monday through Friday, which is 10 days.
Correct.
And we've heard about the 10 days of darkness. So, take it for what it's worth.
They should, somebody on the chat line, ask your Alexa, what's the 10 days of darkness?
Well, yeah. But it's it's the thing is, take it with a grain of salt or whatever, but
exactly.
It's
just entertainment purposes. Yeah. We played that.
So, it was kind of one of those, I thought it was humorous. I thought it was funny. And the fact that, even when Lizzie dove a little bit deeper into it and it just started,
it made me laugh. Well, what's so interesting, the one good thing that Alexa is good for is you can ask your Alexa to play canceltheshow.com.
Yes, you can.
Just so if you want, you can ask it if you have the device hooked up to, you can play past, you can be on Apple, you can be on iHeart, you can be on all that and ask it, or you can ask it to play. So that's interesting too.
She's valuable, but it's almost so interesting that if you think about it.
Somebody's listening to you all the time.
But who owns Amazon? Jeff Bezos.
Correct.
A billionaire.
Yeah.
Actually, not anymore. Didn't he step down?
He still has majority owner, but
but he's not the CEO
He stepped
anymore.
down as CEO.
Gotcha.
Yes.
But yeah, he's still majority owner. He still owns the company.
Yeah.
But you would think, again, if you're in that realm of they have to tell you what's going on.
Correct.
They're
if you're in that.
She's listening.
She is so listening. Bindi thinks that it should be renamed Kamala.
Kamala.
Cammy. Oh, Cammy.
But
so yeah.
So yeah, if you want to play around today, go ask your Alexa
and tell us
and let us. If you want to, get on the Patriots page and do
the Cancel This Patriots Outpost and have yourself. That would be a hoot. Everybody ask your Alexa some questions and then go put it on the Outpost page.
I'll be honest with you. We have one of those little stupid devices at our house, and my son every once in a while tries to plug that in, and I'm like, no.
I know.
I'm like, even though I have my phone like literally right in my hand.
It's the same thing.
I know this stupid thing's listening to me.
Yeah, well, obviously my phone was listening to me today.
Joe asked his something.
What did you ask
I was
Joe?
just saying that I've been asking it stuff, but nothing,
Yeah, nothing
to report back on. Yeah. But I mean, if you have Amazon Music on your phone, there's actually an Alexa tab. You can just and she's
there
listening
it is.
right now. Hey, how you doing?
Listening.
Yep, she's listening. Yep.
Sorry, I'm not sure.
She's not
Sorry,
sure.
I'm not
She's
sure.
not sure.
So, did you have a good time, Alexa, listening to CancelThisShow.com? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. And that's how we will end the show. Alexa is not sure what she thinks about our show.
But before we leave the show for today, it was a pleasure coming in and always being with you.
Love it when you're here, Eric.
But it was it's funny. Again, I go back to if you have a child, grandchild, or anyone in your home that's named Alexa, if you call on your own child and you have one of these Amazon devices, please know that stupid thing is listening to you when you're trying to get a hold of your own child.
Correct. You can scare your kid. So if your kid has an Alexa, my husband did this, and you have an Alexa, you can turn it on if it's through the same app and scare your kids. So my husband, when he knew my daughter was home alone in her place, goes, Heather. So if you want to freak out a kid that's on the same, network you can scare your kid. Scared her to death. I was like, I think that's Dad's voice. I think that's Dad's voice.
Fastest 2 hours in podcast. Somebody asked, is Lowdown in the Lou on tomorrow? As of right now, we are in the works of getting new guests on the show. So please be patient. We want to make sure that everything is looks and works correctly. So there will not be a live show tomorrow. Matter of fact, after the show today, I will be going and doing some different promos around the St. Louis area, little teasers.
So watch Lowdown in the Lou for Derek in the next couple days.
I'll be posting on TikTok. I'll be posting on Facebook. If it's long enough, I might even post on YouTube.
Perfect.
Instagram. Just look for some different places. And if you're on TikTok or Instagram or whatever like that, make a video in front of one of your favorite places.
Yeah, that'd be cool. And we'll play it.
Post it. We would love to get on there. But you want to sign off?
We will. And so tomorrow, definitely tune back in. Vic will be here. Kelly Mano will be here. Eric Johnson will be here. We're going to start the new year off with the most fun Free for All Friday.
Free for All Friday, everybody.
Free for All Friday. So don't miss it. And thank you guys. It was a great show. Thank you for staying with us with all the craziness and the conspiracy theories we had. So we are signing off. I am Lizzie Sparks with Pro Joe and Derek Pratt. Have a great January 4th.